All right, so I don't know if you can see my face or not, but I want to explain how to draw a volue scale, okay, and what volue is, okay? So the first homework assignment that you have is to draw a 5-step and 9-step volue scale. Many of you have probably seen something like this, right? So volue basically means the lightness or darkness of a surface, okay? So how dark or how light a surface is, okay? So no color, just black and white gray scale, okay? Here's an example of a 5-step volue scale. So very dark, just black, and then the other end is white, and then you have progressive steps to the light or the dark, okay? So each step is lighter or darker than the step before. So a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker, a little bit darker. There is no blending, okay? Each is a progressive step to dark or light, okay? 9-step is basically the same thing, except you're breaking it down even more, okay? So how dark or how light, and this is so important for when you're doing shading and observational drawing, okay? So what you'll need is a piece of paper, and you can do this in your sketchbook. You don't have to do this on a large piece of paper, right? But neatness counts, so grab a ruler, okay, and draw it doesn't have to be that big or small, but I'm gonna do for my 5-step 5 boxes. Okay, like this. You're gonna label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I drew an extra box. Just draw it next. This first one, just leave blank. It's gonna be completely white. Okay, this one, number 5, is gonna be dark. Okay, completely dark, as dark as you can. Okay, remember what I said about pencils? So we have 6B, the lower the B's, the darker, okay? So you have 6B, 4B, 2B, next would be B, but I have HB and then 2H, okay? So I think this is just fine. You can work from dark to light, okay? But remember, this is gonna be in the middle. This is gonna be the darkest, and this is gonna be the lightest. And you can go online and find a 5-step volue scale and just try to copy it, okay? Everything that we see, right, that the light touches has some sort of volue, some sort of lightness or darkness. And we're gonna try to apply volue, how dark or how light something is, as we do our observational drawings and shade in the volues. So same thing for the 9-step volue scale, draw boxes, okay? I would use a ruler, okay? Just make sure it's somewhat neat. Okay, label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Same thing, light to dark. Remember what I said about the darkest? Use the lowest B. So I'm going to use my 6B and just press down as hard as I can. The table is shaking like a laundry machine. Okay, see how dark you can get with the 6B? Okay, going all the way to the edges, don't leave blank spaces. Okay. If you've never shaded in with graphite pencil before, this is your time to kind of get to know. We're gonna be doing a lot of shading for the first assignment, okay? But get as dark as you can, don't leave any lines or white spaces. Okay. Now there are different ways to go about doing the next step. You may or may not mess up, okay? You may have to try again, but I would maybe start with the 4B for the fourth one. It has to be a distinct step, okay? It can't blend, can't be a gradient, but it's better to be lighter at first and then slowly darken than to get too dark from the beginning. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some hatching. Okay. And you're layering a system of lines on top of each other to darken, okay? Don't try to like get the right volume right away, okay? Slowly work in layers. Okay, so I'm gonna go over with another layer. If you find that you're not getting dark enough with the 4B, go ahead with your 6B and give it a light try with that. Okay, you're gonna find that you get dark quite quickly. Okay, so let's go with that. I think I can get a little bit darker, but just want to be careful. You see how this is lighter than this. This is darker than this. Okay, so let's go with number 3. Okay, I think that looks about good. Okay, and then maybe for number 2, I will use a 2B. Maybe an HB. You know, I don't expect you to know the different pencils, like if you've never used them before. You're gonna find that the HB is a lot harder in lead and it doesn't like blend in when you're trying to shade in. Oh, it's not as soft. So your marks, your lines have to be a lot closer, okay? And it's okay to have line marks, okay? It's not bad or good, okay? Not saying everything has to be smooth or completely blended, okay? There are different ways to shade, okay? So this one, it gets dark, I don't know, it gets kind of light quickly. I feel like this one can be a little bit darker, so I'm just gonna get a little bit darker here. And 5 steps is not that much, okay? So it gets a little bit easier with the 9 step, to be honest. 5 steps, you have to divide it well. Okay, so I think that's good. That's good for now. That looks about right, okay? So do that with the 9 step as well, and then let me know what happens if you have questions. Once again, you can look at a value scale like this, experiment with the different pencil heads, okay?